Good evening and welcome to Gunning to Old Trafford with your host Ibi and Shady. I had to, Shady.
You had to.
Unai Emery
Good evening.
gave us a lesson in football.
Yes, says Ibi.
I shouldn't be so happy, but I got my man Shady next to me.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
So I have to be happy.
Guys,
so,
he was grumpy again this weekend. So yeah, just so you guys know. You
Lucky
guys getting
Instagram
the
was
best.
down, huh?
Lucky Instagram was down. Ibi, or else our life would have been bad.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, but good evening, as
Good
Ibrahim
evening.
said. Welcome, guys. Welcome. Brilliant weekend for the Arsenal. Not so good weekend for Manchester United. But yeah, we're back. Player ratings and our preview. Our preview
Review.
show. A review.
He
I
always
just
mixes
said
it
it
up.
just before this.
I promise
Review,
you,
guys.
I promise
Yes,
you
sir.
before we got on, he said, Ibi, let's just be clear, it's the review, not the preview. And now you
And
said,
I go and I mess it up.
That's
Yes.
awesome.
Sis. But Ibi, you okay? Everything
I'm
all
okay,
right?
yeah.
Good. Ibi is looking good. You know what? Ibi has all these beautiful Manchester United tops. It's always a privilege. Can
Yeah,
I
I like
feel
mixing
this
it
one?
up. Yeah.
Wow, very nice.
I like mixing up. This is
Oh, no, amazing.
This is a Pali kit, I think it's called.
Oh, yeah.
You
The
know,
shape of
at one stage, Adidas made those kits with plastic bottles.
Yes, and this is it.
This is the one.
So that's why I'm not wrong when I say the texture just looks...
Yeah, exactly. It's
nice,
more like,
man.
you know, so yeah, this
Oh,
was the
brilliant.
kit. And yeah, here's it here, Pali.
Oh, Pali.
So, it's
Hey,
on
we
there.
got a Pali. Hey, a shout out to Pali Bayan.
Oh, your assistant coach.
Top Liverpool supporter. He's at the Islamic school now.
Okay.
But Pali Bayat, big up.
That's your
my man.
assistant, right?
Uh,
Who's Pali?
No, Pali is Bayat.
I'm confused.
No, you'll see. If you
If I
see
see him,
Pali,
I probably
you
know.
will know Pali because Pali knows you.
And another
So-
big shout out to Mulana Mohamed Kolia.
Oh,
Thanks for the
Monana.
calls. Really appreciate it.
Wow.
Appreciate the support.
Amazing.
And guys, please, if you like our content, make sure you hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe and keep sharing our content. Because like we always say, by the fans, for the fans. And if you share our content, it allows us to grow. And we can do more of this on a more regular basis, you know. So keep coming in with the support, yeah.
Amazing stuff. Wow. So, Ibi, I think, you know what? I think it's fair. Let's start in Manchester United. Let me get you out of your misery. Let's get
I'm
it
okay
out.
now. I'm okay.
Are you good?
So before
yeah,
we get
man.
into the player ratings, I've come to a bit of an understanding or a bit of a realization that we are where Arsenal were 3 years ago. At the start of a process, at the start of what do we call it?
Basically the process. The process has started.
What is a word that all these coaches
wait.
use?
There's not the start of the revolution, because we don't use the revolution, but the start of
Whatever it is.
But we'll get there. We'll get there. It will come to us.
So we at the start of this process with Ten Hag, and we don't have a big. We've got a big squad in terms of number, but not in terms of quality. So I expect that United are most probably going to have weeks where we perform really, really well, but when we play too many games in succession, there's going to be time where the energy levels are low, and a team like Villa, who's coming off a new manager bounce, haven't played for a week, where we played midweek against Real Sociedad and we tried to win the group. We're going to come in a little bit underwhelming, and it's okay. I've come to terms with it. I'm hoping that we finish in top 4, but these results I'm expecting. Some weeks we're going to play really, really well, and other weeks we're going to have really flat performances.
And Ibi, I love what Ibrahim just said now. The process has begun, and it's time now. I think Ten Hag needs time, and obviously give him time, give him his players, and this is where also the Glazers come in, and we've been on it. Glazers out, and I really trust Ten Hag. I like what I see.
Yep.
Give him one more season, and I promise you, he's going to turn Manchester United around.
100%.
It's the same thing like Liverpool supporters, Ibrahim. And I speak with a lot of respect when I say this, but Liverpool have forgotten, and a few guys that I've spoken to have forgotten that the process started somewhere.
Exactly.
I mean, Liverpool were not always.
Where
they
in
are
our
now.
lifetime, they weren't great, right?
Yes,
They were great in the 70s and the 80s. But through the 90s and 2000s, they really struggled.
They struggled. And it took Klopp about 3 to 4 years to get them where they are. So remember, guys, trust the process. And I'm Manchester United, big club, huge club, ginormous club. And yeah, you guys will soon get there.
I like what Rio Ferdinand said, and he was referencing Arteta. And he said, a lot of media, a lot of players, a lot of fans were on Arteta out.
Yeah.
But the Kroenkes and the hierarchy at Arsenal trusted the process. And they allowed Arteta the time and the choice of picking the players that he needed for his system.
Yeah.
And now you're seeing the fruits of that, right? It's no more Arteta is now hitting a fluke, right? Because you guys have played the big teams and you'll won most of it. And you guys are still there, top of the log against a really strong City. And I think, the process is now looking... You guys might not win the league, but I think this is a season where Arteta is really affirming that Arsenal are back.
No, definitely.
You know?
Definitely.
So,
and with a few new signings in and out, I mean, he's looking strong.
Yeah, exactly.
He's looking hell of a
and I heard the Kroenkes are going to, support them in the transfer window. So back to United, I'm not too stressed about the result, and that's why I'm not in a bad mood. So let's get into the player ratings. Remember, 6 average performance, anything above 6. Above average, anything below 6 means it was, below what we expect from the player. And I'm going to start off with De Gea. De Gea didn't have much to do in the game. The chances that Villa scored, I think they were unsavable. The defense really let him down this week. The goals were bullets, right?
The free kick also. Did you see that video? I don't know, guys. Sorry, Ibrahim. There's a video of Martinez, the goalkeeper of Aston Villa, ex-Arsenal, setting the wall
to blur De Gea's vision.
I mean, it was brilliant. I haven't seen it before.
So he's seen the ball late, right? So
yeah,
again, I can't really judge De Gea on that performance because I don't think there was a mistake. I mean, there was one where they played the ball back to him and he almost gifted it to the defender, but he got it. He sorted his feet out and got the ball clear. So for me, I'm going to give De Gea a standard 6. The goals were none of his faults. He wasn't at fault. I think they were there and thereabout, So De Gea 6. Dalot, for me, tried as much as he could. I think he tried really well, bombing down the wing, trying to make something happen, trying to work with the player in front of him.
But one of the stand-up performances, Dalot has been doing very well.
Yeah, and I can't criticize Dalot. Obviously, I can't give him higher than a 6, but I'm going to go with the standard 6 because I don't think Dalot, again, was at fault for any of the goals. For me, Dalot, a standard 6. Martinez, Lindelof, I'm going to go for a 5 for both of them as a centre-back pairing. They looked out of sorts. They looked tired. I think Martinez is missing Varane. And playing with Lindelof, and I'm not saying Lindelof was bad. I'm not saying Martinez was bad, but I think as a pairing, they really struggled together. And Martinez was beaten a few times, for pace. I think it was Bailey that went past him a few times. And it just looked like they had no cohesion, no understanding of when to go, when to come. And I think they were let down a lot by Donny van der Beek, who was my worst player on the field this week.
Donny, man. I mean, you get a chance there, and I like
you don't
Donny,
take it,
man.
Normally,
I like Donny.
And to all you guys that hate on Bruno, you understand the performance that Bruno brings to this team,
Agreed.
So, yes, they had a poor game, but I think it also, the defense the midfield didn't really help them. So, for me, the two of them are 5. Luke Shaw looked tired. He looked like, the game has got to him, playing like 3 games in 10 days or whatever it was. So I think Luke Shaw had a bit of a tired performance. He got the goal, or at least the own goal, but he's the one who contributed. So I'm going to give him a 6 because of that. But overall, I think he had a bit of a tired performance. That's that for me in my backline. My midfield, Casemiro, standout performer again. Casemiro was the only player who could hold his head high in that midfield. He really a standout performer, battled against that Villa team all on his own, and just shows his class. So for me, Casemiro gets a 7.
Agreed.
Because I think he had very little to play with, but he still came out flying. Eriksen looks tired. He looks...
I think...
And I think there's something going on with Eriksen and Ronaldo because Eriksen doesn't like passing Ronaldo the ball. I've seen it the last few games. Ronaldo gets into position and Eriksen doesn't get him the ball.
But do you think so?
I don't know. Maybe I'm reading too much into
okay,
it.
but it's something
But
to
watch
start.
it.
And
Start
listen,
watching it, guys.
You heard it first on Gunning to Old Trafford.
Yeah. So you'll see Rashford makes a run, Ilanga makes a run, Bruno makes a run, and the ball comes in. Ronaldo makes a run, and Eriksen looks up and delays the pass and tries to play it somewhere else.
Eriksen, our quarterback, I mean...
Exactly.
I mean, if he sees you, he's going to
I'm
get the ball.
not saying
to
it's
you,
malicious, but maybe they're just not clicking, as a pair.
But actually, it's something to look out for.
So for me, Eriksen a 5 this week. Donny van der Beek. Oof. I'm going to give him a 1. But
you mean the lowest?
But I'm not going to give him a 1.
Don't
because I want to be fair.
Gunning to Old Trafford.
I'm going to give Donny a 3. Donny was really, really poor. And there's certain things what makes this performance even worse. Donny van der Beek was fresh. He had a chance to show Ten Hag, listen, this is what I'm about. Even though Ten Hag knows what he's about. Yeah. I haven't started in, like what they said, 100-something games or something. 100-something days for United. This is my chance. Bruno is suspended. I've got a chance to put my name down and say, listen, this is what you guys been missing.
And he doesn't.
And the laziest performance on the field. This guy didn't track back, didn't close the hole in midfield, offered nothing going forward, played safe passes, didn't trouble the Villa defense, and was the first player to be pulled by Ten Hag. So for me, Donny a 3, and I think the writing is on the wall.
Yeah,
we spoke about it before.
And we had lots of hope for Donny.
Exactly. And I thought with Ten Hag there, he just needs to get his chance and he'll prove it. And I think he's blown it. I think he'll play against Aston Villa in the League Cup because I think Ten Hag is going to kind of rest players. But I think Donny's days are numbered at United. So a 3 for me.
Is it so far the lowest?
No, we gave Pastor Fred a 3 the one week.
Oh, okay. Fred. Hey, Fred made it for a Brazilian team.
Brilliant. And for me, I would have rather played Fred over Donny against Villa.
Agreed.
My wingers, so that's what, 8 players. So we've got 3 left. Rashford looked out of sorts. And I think it's down to not having Bruno in the team to help him out and to play, to have that partnership going. And I think fatigue also. I think Rashford has been giving full throttle for the last couple of games and playing 3 or 4 games in the last 10 to 15 days is a lot, right?
Yeah.
And I think they're just going to tire these players out because they're going from a tough Premier League season. They finish Premier League on the 13th. The 20th, the World Cup starts.
Crazy.
World Cup ends and 3 days later, they're playing League Cup again.
Crazy.
If the teams qualify.
Crazy.
So you guys are burning out these players. They're playing professional football. They can't expect to be played this many times. And I know people say they get paid a lot, but they're still humans.
No, of course, definitely.
And they're not playing at the level we play. They're playing at high intensity. So I think Rashford was tired. Had a really flat performance. Didn't really change anything for United in the game. Didn't really bring anything for United in the game. And he had 1 or 2 chances that could have turned the tie in our way. But for me, Rashford, I'm going to give him a flat 6. I didn't see much coming out from there. Ilanga looked busy. He looked like he had some energy. He was, tracking back a lot. And standing in, for Anthony and Sancho who are injured. So I think Ilanga being hooked in... wait, did Rashford play?
No, Rashford played, and I was just thinking now Garnacho played on. Didn't Garnacho start?
So did Ilanga come on?
Ilanga came on, so Garnacho started. I think I actually wrote.
Or was it Ilanga and Garnacho and Rashford came on second half?
No, I think it was Rashford started.
Started.
Garnacho started with you.
Garnacho, right?
Garnacho.
I'm not going to be harsh on Garnacho. I think, when for youngsters, when you come into a team, you expect the senior players to be performing around you. Just double check for us.
Sure.
You expect the senior players to be performing around you to make your game a lot easier.
Garnacho, Ibra.
Yeah. Garnacho. To make your game a lot easier.
You are right.
So for me, I'm going to give Garnacho a 6 because it's what I expected. The senior players didn't perform, so I don't expect the juniors to come in and step up.
Agreed.
Garnacho had one or two really good shots. He took on the defenders, got into good spaces.
But remember that name, huh?
Yeah, remember
No,
that name. He's a baller. Huh?
He's a baller. Argentina loves Ronaldo.
Loves Ronaldo.
I love.
Did you see how he asked permission to do the celebration?
Respectable,
Class.
man. That's class.
I love it, and
You know,
you can see
I
Ronaldo
love it, man.
respects him as well.
Yes,
You know,
definitely.
and I'm not sure if this was a true quote, but he said, or it was quoted that he said it. So please don't hold us to it.
Yeah.
That after he scored his first goal in the week against Sociedad, all his Argentinian teammates called him to congratulate him, except Lionel Messi.
Are you serious?
So all of you that hold Messi on that high pedestal,
Ah.
I think it's a bit disappointing if
No, it is,
up
man.
and coming star
And for
performs
Argentina.
and for people to look up to Messi and he doesn't give you a call to congratulate you, I think it's a bit. And I'm not sure if
What's
it's
wrong
true.
with Messi,
If it's
man?
not true, I apologize. But if it's true, I think that's really poor.
But again, you heard it first.
First,
Gun into Old Trafford.
So Garnacho was 6 for me. Standard performance, nothing to scream about. Ronaldo,
Captain, my captain.
my captain. And I'm going to be hard on Ronaldo because I expect much more from the GOAT. So I'm going to give the GOAT a 5. Really flat performance. And I think it's down to a few things. One, he didn't have preseason. And at his age, I think that really impacts the performance a player can have.
Definitely.
2, obviously whatever's going on behind the scene looks like it's affecting his game. 3, United's team don't create enough chances.
Yeah.
All you United fans or claim to be United fans that are going in on Ronaldo hard. Yes, I understand you can be upset for Ronaldo for walking out. I can understand you're upset about Ronaldo because he's not performing. But for all of you to go in on Ronaldo like United made a mistake bringing him back, he's not a legend of the club, he's a disappointment. I think you guys should all, check yourselves because really, really poor for you guys to be going on Ronaldo like this. I think what Ronaldo has done for Manchester United, all of these players that are currently there, none of them can lace his boots. And I'm not talking about Ronaldo at Madrid. I'm not talking about Ronaldo, the GOAT. I'm talking about what Ronaldo did at United, 3 Premier Leagues, 1 Champions League, Ballon d'Or winner.
At
United. At United, right?
Yeah.
He was part of the team that created excitement at United, And for players like Ferdinand, Owen Hargreaves, coach like Sir Alex Ferguson, to still hold him in high regard, for all of you guys to go in on Ronaldo the way that you are, I think it's really disappointing. So, big up to Ronaldo. I hope he finds his form, whether it's at United or away from United. And if it's not working out, I hope they find a really good way for this to find a resolution where Ronaldo goes his way, United go their way, and we sort it out if they're not going to find a good thing. And watch it here, saying it on Gunning to Old Trafford, watch Ronaldo tear up the World Cup. He's going to be a standout performer in the World Cup. I'm telling you,
so right about
I'm telling you, watch him unleash that anger inside him at the World Cup.
Give me a goosebumps here, man.
So, and then all you guys that are going in, and the worst part, it's United fans that are going in on him. I expect it from a Liverpool fan, from an Arsenal fan, from a rival fan, but United fans to go in on one of their own, the way they are.
Not Cristiano Ronaldo.
Not Cristiano
He's
Ronaldo.
done too much for this club, man.
So I'm going to be honest. I love Cristiano. I love what he's done for our club. I'm going to be fair with his rating. I'm going to give him a 5 out of 10. He had a chance where he could have put us back in the game. Missed a really easy header where he headed it back to Martinez. And his movement hasn't been great. But like I said, I think there's a few factors. No preseason. Not playing in the greatest United team. His mobility is a bit, whatever on-field, off-field issues are happening. So, Ronaldo, pick up your game, captain. We're expecting much more from you.
Definitely.
And then the guys that came on, I'm not going to even go into it, didn't make much of an impact. Ten Hag, 6. I don't think he got his selection wrong. I don't think he got his tactics wrong.
Just wasn't the day. You get that.
I think Villa had that bounce. Yeah. Villa Park is always a tricky place to travel.
It is.
Emery was there. You could see Villa. I think the players down tools to get Gerrard sacked by the way because they can't perform 1 week under Gerrard in a certain way and then under Emery. Obviously, it's not a week difference, but I mean, to perform the way that they did under Emery. So, yeah, that's it for me.
Ten Hag, brilliant, guys.
And on the flip side, Arsenal flying.
Ibi, and I'm going to go out on a lump here. And I know you're going to have my back. After this win, Mikel Arteta has said, we are in a title push.
We in it. 100%.
We in it. So, guys, remember at the start of the season, all us Arsenal fans, we were weary. We didn't know what to expect.
Because you've seen it before.
We've seen it before, but Ibrahim, the way they're playing, the demeanor, the professionalism, the
arrogance, and the good arrogance,
love,
you need it.
The love for one another. I mean, the desire, the way they're playing. I mean, all down to Mikel Arteta. I mean,
and Oba, it wasn't personal.
No, he finished him up.
I mean, how was it video?
Do you know?
That was risky doing that video before.
I don't know if this is the truth, but apparently, Oba had a Spider-Man mask behind the two.
Waiting to
put it on and he couldn't. Did you see that?
He brought nothing to the game.
That goal, they all surrounded a bit. But he broke there. I mean, Aubameyang was our captain.
They spoke well
he
about
really
him. They said after the game they'll be good with him. But during the game,
they annihilated him.
Nothing personal.
Nothing personal, bro. So
I like how Gabriel tweeted after the game.
I know, Gabriel, a total warrior. Okay, here's those mistakes in him. But, hey man, when he goes up, he gets a goal. He puts his body on the line. So
what was Cucurella doing?
I don't know.
Holding on.
I don't know. I have no idea. Sometimes I look at that goal and I think it's just Mfana footies across. You know that magic.
It was going in.
It was going in.
Didn't touch
He didn't have to.
He stole Mfana's goal.
But yeah, okay, guys. So getting into the ratings, Arsenal 1, Chelsea 0. Yeah. And I think we said 2-1, eh?
2-1.
2-1. And yeah, we're going to go straight into...
Mota called it 1-1, I think.
1-1. Mota called it 1-1. But fair enough, and I think Chelsea can surprise you at any time.
Yeah.
So it was a big win for Arsenal.
Much.
No,
they were
look at Arsenal bossed them from minute 1
Stamford Bridge
to the last minute. I mean,
London is red, boys.
London is red. You can say what you want. But yeah, we're going to go... Aaron Ramsdale, decent performance. One of those very standard good performance. So we're going with a standard 6 for him, right?
Okay.
He did well. It wasn't much things to do, but obviously starting the attack, moving the ball wide to Ben White, and holding the ball off. He did well.
Another thing, and sorry if I'm jumping in here, but it just came to mind. Another reason why I don't hold Ten Hag accountable. Almost the same team that played against Real Sociedad played against Villa.
Correct.
Whereas Arsenal, I think, made 7 or 8 changes from the team that played against Zurich versus the team that played Chelsea.
Correct.
So you see that freshening up of the team
it's
as
important.
well.
It's important. Look, they don't have Arsenal don't have a big bench and a world-class squad depth. But the way he's been rotating these players, bringing in Reece Nelson. Who really thought that Reece Nelson's going to get a chance in the Arsenal skipper, So these are things that the manager is really getting right. And let's be honest, Mikel Arteta has got the guidance of Edu. Edu is also an invincible. He comes from a world-class team and a good footballer. So yeah, we're going to go into our centre-back pairing. And I have to make mention of, and again, you heard it first at Gunning to Old Trafford, William Saliba hasn't been having a good few weeks. But Ibrahim, he really stepped up on Sunday. 100%. It's like that guy from Arsenal TV says, he's a what did he say? A rejuvenated,
yeah,
centre back and a centre back at his best powers. This guy here can hold the ball. He can spray the ball wide. He's got composure. He's got class. He's got all of these things. And Saliba is only 21 years old. He's only 21 years old. Gabriel, also star performance, decent performance. Always have that little mistake in him. But I think on Sunday he bossed it.
He was flawless on Sunday.
Both of them 8. Gabriel getting even the goal 8 there. Benjamin White, I'm going to go straight into right back. Defensively was sound. Going forward, offensively, Ibrahim, brilliant. I mean, when he links up with Saka and Xhaka, it's magic. I look at. I don't think he's a starter at the World Cup, but I really think for England's sake, take him, keep him on the bench, and you can use him. You know, he's an impact player. So I'm gonna go with White at 8. Okay. On the left back, Zinchenko back after about 4 weeks.
I like that bit of a battle with him and Sterling.
Missed that guy.
Man City players.
Yes, you know what? Missed him not only for his football brilliance, but his mentality, his leadership. You know, once he goes, and you know what? The formation of Arsenal is very, very simple. If you guys look at it, and we're going to go in a small little technical point of view, Arteta's got basically 3 centre-backs. Benjamin White is a centre-back, playing on the right back. So once Zinchenko moves forward, and he slots next to Partey, Benjamin White just goes next to Saliba. Yeah. So you still have the 3 centre-backs, you know?
Cover.
And you've got that cover. There was a few times where they threw the ball over Zinchenko, but very calculated tackles against Sterling. Right? So, obviously, not
Sterling
running so much.
Really
but terrible.
Chelsea.
Raheem Sterling, terrible. Not the best performance, but you guys could see Zinchenko's a little bit tired.
Yeah.
Getting in the...
Obviously coming back after a long-term injury.
After a long time. I'm going to go with a 7-day, right? Because he lifted the team again, you know. Look at taking nothing away from our William Wallace, Kieran Tierney. But Zinchenko just brings something else, you know.
So Ben White, you gave him a?
Ben White at 8. Ben White at 8, right? Definitely. I mean, he's playing beautifully, man. Xhaka and Thomas Partey. Again, post it.
I don't know who said it on our Instagram, but the party doesn't start without Partey.
Oh, yes, that's so true.
I know that's your word, but somebody brought
doesn't start without Partey.
Yeah.
Oh, and my man Ibrahim on
Shady's been singing the praises of Partey since the start of the season, right?
And you know what? We haven't seen much of him. And this season, everything's just molded around him. I mean, he's athletic, he's strong, he's technical, he's got all of these things. And when he sits just in front of Gabriel and Saliba, it's giving Xhaka that little room to
move forward,
to bomb forward. Obviously, this weekend, and the reason I'm giving both of them a 7 is because Xhaka did very, very good defensively. Very, 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 very good defensively. So Xhaka, Partey, going with the 7, brilliant stuff. A bit disappointed with my captain.
But you're allowed to have flat performances now.
Yeah, and he wasn't as influential.
No, but you know, Ferdinand mentioned it also.
Yeah.
Ferdinand or Keane, I can't remember. I think it was one of them. And again, brilliant players. And they always say, when you're playing 11, in an 11-man team, as long as 8 or 9 players give a 6 or 7 performance, or even an 8 performance, you're allowed to have someone to have a bit of a poor performance, a flat performance.
Agreed.
And that's how a team covers each other up.
100%.
You know?
And that's exactly what happened to Odegaard. Odegaard played really well, decent, but he wasn't that influential, magical Odegaard. Yes, he played a few good passes, scuffed one opportunity, but look here, it's part of it. A youngster, 21 years old, wearing the captain's armband, so we forgive him. I'm going to give him an average performance.
6.
What a 6. Jesus. I don't think I wrote that.
Unsung hero.
Unsung hero, because Ibrahim technically, and again you're going to hear this first at Gunning to Old Trafford, and I didn't speak to you about this here, but I think Mikel Arteta is really, I need to say this, but I can't get it, revolutionized a way a centre forward is playing, because
big words.
He is so hardworking, and in the same way so tricky. And he's taking not 2 defenders, he's taking 3 defenders.
You know who he reminds me of?
You know?
He reminds me of Wayne Rooney's work ethic. A young Wayne Rooney.
Brilliant.
Rooney had goals in him.
Brilliant.
So I'm hoping Jesus can bring in that goals as well. Because I think that, kind of cements it as a good forward. Because you don't want to be a defensive forward like a certain Robert Firmino, who didn't make the World Cup squad, unfortunately.
Shame, man. Hey, Martinelli pimped him.
Yeah.
Martinelli pimped him.
But Rooney's work ethic all over the field. Absolutely, and Jesus just needs to bring goals into his game. And I think, he'll be a standout performer.
I mean, and Ibrahim, when he drops deep, and I don't know if this is the instruction. If it is, it's a brilliant instruction, because these 2 boys up there, Saka and Martinelli, are ripping. I mean, they're ripping the Premiership defense apart. I mean, to be honest with you guys,
It's good for England and Brazil as
No,
well,
it is.
going
It's
into a
brilliant.
World Cup. These guys are going to be
Brilliant.
fresh going into a World Cup.
And
So you're rating for Jesus before we get into...
Jesus, I'm going to give him a 7.
Okay.
Agreed. Above average 7. Reason being for whatever he's brought. Martinelli also brilliant performance. Saka struggled a bit first half. I'm going to give him also above average 7. Because, I mean, they really
Saka and
work
Martinelli?
hard. Both of them. All three, the front three, a 7, a Ronaldo 7. So, yeah, Ibrahim, that's just what I'm getting from them. And again, like we said, if this is part of his technical attribute for the team, so far it's working and it's brilliant.
Yeah.
Because this guy, Jesus, just takes about 3, 4, 5, sometimes 5 defenders he takes them out, you know? So, yeah, so that's a player rating. I'm going, reel me in.
I think he's getting carried
Yeah,
away.
sorry, guys.
But
sorry,
we'll
guys.
give him that because Arsenal are flying.
Thank
at
you,
the
guys.
moment.
Thank you, guys. And Arteta, I'm going to go with an 8.
I agree.
Absolutely
He's
brilliant
been flawless this season.
from his team selection right up to the way he spurs these boys on. I mean, he's really. I mean,
Did you just hear what an Arsenal fan said?
he spurs him on. Yeah, we spur him on. Imagine it was bad.
It was
Bad. But anyways, not at White Hart Lane at the Emirates. We're spurring on. And like we said earlier on, Mikel Arteta has said publicly for the first time, we are title contenders.
And I agree.
Right? Look at.
Let us know in the comments.
Like
Do you agree?
Like we said before, the Premiership, and you know this better than anyone, Ibrahim, or the likes of when you guys were winning Premierships, it's not a sprint.
100%.
It's a marathon. So
Long way to go.
Long way to go.
But drop into our comments. Let us know. Do you think Arsenal are the real deal? Do you think they are title contenders? Or do you think they are just holding that position warm for Man City after the World Cup break? Let us know. Give us your thoughts. Let us know. But I think they're the real deal, and I think they're going to push City all the way.
Awesome
I
stuff.
still don't think Arsenal will win it, unfortunately. I think City are just too strong, and they've got a massive depth in their squad.
Yeah.
And with Haaland going to be fresh coming out after the World Cup because he's going to be on a lack of
He's
break,
going to be chill, yeah.
relaxing on the beach. I think they're just going to have too much in their thing. But I'm hoping Arsenal win it.
And it's going to be exciting, man.
Yeah, but,
You know,
but I
it's
want
gonna be-
Arsenal to win it. I think
it
for
will be
going to
good.
Old Trafford will be amazing.
Oh, man.
For Abdul will be
Oh,
amazing.
man.
And even for the Premier League,
Yes,
right?
definitely.
To cut out that City dominance over the last couple of years. So
Definitely.
let's see how that goes. So,
So,
yeah,
yeah.
brilliant week for one half of Gunning to Old Trafford.
Yep.
3 points out of 6. Arsenal are flying top of the log and should go into the World Cup top of the log because I think you guys are playing
Wolves
Wolves
on
this
Saturday.
week, struggling Wolves at the Molineux.
At the Molineux.
But I think Arsenal will have enough to get over the
History,
line.
I think we've done decently there. I just
So,
hope
but
so.
let's not get into that.
Yeah, we'll get there.
I think Arsenal are going to go into the World Cup as league leaders. So let's see how that goes.
Awesome
And
stuff.
before we close up, just remember from the Premier League is closing this week on the 13th, and from next week, Gunning to Old Trafford will be going into World Cup mode. So we'll be giving you a little bit content around the World Cup,
Amazing.
but bringing in that silver thread of United and Arsenal players at the World Cup.
Yeah.
So we'll still bring in our clubs and talk around what the players are doing at the World Cup, but also give you guys some insights into the World Cup and just freshen up the content.
I'm excited. Are you
I'm
excited? Guys, we see you guys in Qatar.
We'll see you in Qatar.
We'll see you guys in Qatar. Wow,
so
man.
with that, we are gunning to Qatar.
Let's try it.
Let's do it.
3, 2, 1. We
are
are
gunning to Qatar. Thank you, guys.